Welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Vivian Ezadifi. Let's begin with the headlines. Presidency refutes reports alleging that Vice President Kashim Shettima was denied access to presidential villa. Federal government confirms release and safe return of 6 Nigerians wrongfully detained in Cape Verde. Federal government launches projects to phase out fluorinated greenhouse gases and ozone-depleting substances. Reacted to a report alleging that Vice President Kashim Shettima has been denied entry into presidential villa. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nwokocha describes the report as false, saying nothing of such happened. The recent publications by some obscure blogs alleging that armed military units have barricaded the Vice President from accessing the presidential villa is not only the wildest expression of wishful thinking, but a clear indication that the purveyors of these tales have exhausted both ink and imagination. The statement said the Vice President remains focused on his duties and on supporting the President in achieving the aspirations of Nigerians. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu joins Christians across the country to celebrate Easter, extending her heartfelt wishes for a joyous and peaceful occasion. In her message marking the celebration, she describes Easter as a reminder of the enduring power of love and the selfless sacrifice of Jesus Christ, and the hope his resurrection brings to all humanity. As Christians come together with their loved ones, friends, neighbors, and community to mark this special time, the First Lady admonishes them to remember the less privileged and extend compassion and support wherever they can. She prays that the spirit of Easter inspires Nigerians to uplift the vulnerable, love one another, make sacrifices when necessary, and work together to build a peaceful and prosperous nation for all. The federal government says it is stepping up efforts to close critical gaps in healthcare infrastructure across the country. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, was speaking during a walking visit to the Federal Medical Center, where he commissioned a series of newly completed projects aimed at boosting healthcare service delivery. Abdul Karim Ahmed reports.
The Federal Medical Center, FMC Ondo State, has taken significant steps forward in its mission to provide world-class healthcare services with the commissioning of newly completed and upgraded facilities. These include a state-of-the-art accident and emergency complex, an enhanced dental center, an upgraded psychiatry ward, and a modern oxygen plant. Commissioning the project, the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, lauded the hospital management for their dedication and quality of work.
I expect that the space, the infrastructural possibilities that are there will be optimally utilized to deliver better care to our Nigerians, especially people from Ondo State and our environment.
The Medical Director, FMC Owo, Dr. Ahmed Liasu, highlighted the essence of equipping the hospital in line with global best practices, noting that with improved facilities, residents of Ondo State and environs will have less need to seek medical care abroad.
Our own effort is to make sure that we have facilities that the Nigerian people can make use of, so that we all know that government is really doing a lot.
The minister and his team were later led on a guided tour of the hospital facilities by the CMD and members of the hospital management. Established in 1993 as one of the 5 pioneer federal medical centers in Nigeria, FMC Owo expanded from being a modest 153-bed facility to a 450-bed hospital in 2024, reflecting its continuous growth and commitment to healthcare excellence. In Akure, Abdul Karim Ahmed, NTA News.
Minister of Labour and Employment Muhammadu Maigari Dingyadi has asked construction workers and structural engineers to do more in curbing construction of substandard infrastructure and preventing recurrent structural collapses across Nigeria by upholding professionalism. The minister gave this advice at the new National Secretariat of the Construction and Civil Engineering Senior Staff Association in Abuja, where issues of work safety and health took center stage. Joseph Osen has details.
Together, we must prioritize sustainable building practices, invest in capacity development, and uphold the highest standards of professionalism and safety.
Minister of Labour and Employment Mohammed Maigari Dingyadi addressing construction workers and structural engineers on the crucial roles they play in not just shaping cities, but also laying solid network of infrastructure that promotes economic development. Addressing workers' welfare, use of casual staff, and improved wages in the construction industry were other crucial issues of discourse as major actors demand adherence to international standards of decent work.
They will go and hire people who doesn't have the certification. They will hire people who doesn't have the know-how. So you cannot put two of them together. In CESA, we have people that are authority. We have people that are experienced. We have people that are registered.
Anybody that is not registered should not be allowed to practice. And I think NSC and Koren, they are taking that challenge.
The event culminated in the minister inaugurating the new National Secretariat of the Construction and Civil Engineering Senior Staff Association in Kuje. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has approved minor cabinet reshuffle for efficient service delivery. Aliu Tijani reports that the decision, which was taken at the State Executive Council meeting in Lafia, also saw the council deliberating on the proposed visit of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the state.
In the minor cabinet reshufflement are Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Isaac Aladi, who has been redeployed to Ministry of Justice, while Commissioner for Women Affairs and Humanitarian Services, Margaret Elayo, has been moved to Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources. Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Hawa Samuel, is now the new Commissioner for Women Affairs and Humanitarian Services. The development, Governor Sule says, is to ensure effective service delivery.
After working with all of you as the new team, we realize that there are a few readjustments we have to make for certain ministries. So there are going to be 3 commissioners who are going to be appointed, who are going to be affected by the movements.
Council deliberated on issues of security, where it commends security agencies in the state for the relative peace and tasked them to sustain defeat as the state government commiserate with the government and people of Plateau State over the recent attacks in the state.
Actually, the IG is getting ready to send a unit of the SPU and the anti-terrorism unit here in Lafia. All that is to assist us and help us to continue to maintain peace in our state.
Also, Council discussed the planned visit of President Bola Tinubu to Nasarawa State, where he is expected to inaugurate some legacy projects executed by the present administration in the state. The presidential visit is billed for June this year. To address challenge of inadequate power supply, Council discussed partnership between the state government and investors to construct mini-grid in the state. In Lafia, Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Federal government has confirmed the release and safe return of 6 Nigerian nationals who were recently detained in Cape Verde over what authorities described as unfounded allegations of trafficking. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement says the release of the women came through diplomatic efforts led by Nigerians' mission in Guinea-Bissau. The affected individuals were identified as David James Udo, Lilidada Ugenero Adeware, Sherifat Abimbola Ogunderio, and Josutomi Aino. Initially, the statement says the 6 women traveled to Cape Verde from Senegal for a holiday, then intercepted on arrival, allegedly for not having sufficient funds. The Nigerian Tulip International College says it will continue to sustain its national academic initiative, the Mathematics Olympiad, which targets Nigerians' education growth. Managing Director NTIC Vevzula Bilgin, while speaking at an award of scholarship and cash prizes to finalists of the 22nd Annual National Mathematics Competition, emphasizes the school's commitment on building student love for the subject and simplifying mathematical concepts many see as complex. Olusheye Adiabu has more.
More than 10,000 students nationwide started the journey in February this year, and after the second round of the 22nd Annual National Mathematics Competition, these 52 students from Primary 5 and 6 and Junior Secondary category are the finalists and latest winners of the NTIC Scholarships Waivers. The National Mathematical Center and other partners are co-organizers of the project.
I commend both institutions for their tireless effort in organizing this competition and in nurturing young talent.
This is the 4th attempt of Jamaluddin Maman Tahil from the Air Force Secondary School, Lagos State, and with emotions, he received his prizes after he emerged first in the JSS3 category.
I want to become a renowned scientist.
And I can't say anything than to say a big thanks to NTIC for giving him this opportunity to explore.
I don't want to say this. I was the last in the first round. I want to thank God for this whole thing. I want to just thank him.
While bronze medalist winners bagged cash prizes with 50% reduction in tuition fee at the colleges, students who emerged winners as silver and gold medalists will have 100% free tuition plus cash prizes, as well as learning and instructional materials to their schools and teachers.
And a child who comes here studies and gets the scholarship for 6 years, which is around 3.5 billion naira. And the motivation, the reason why we are organizing this is because mathematics is like a mother of the sciences. So the history of the humanity has witnessed many examples of some certain individuals who have changed the destiny of their countries. So why not these people who are coming to our competition get this chance to become one of these people who will change the destiny of Nigeria in the future?
NTIC is one of our key partners in making this a success. Most of their students have represented Nigeria in International Mathematical Olympiad and Pan-African Mathematics Olympiad.
The NTIC says the school remains devoted to providing opportunities that elevate students academically. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More reports after the break. Stay with us.
Baffy Furniture Easter Sales is on. Enjoy unbeatable furniture deals with up to 50% off on our luxurious Turkish sofas starting from just 2.8 million naira. Get a smart bed for only 7 million naira plus 25% off our luxury collections. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Enugu, and Kano. Visit any of our showrooms or shop online to take advantage of these incredible offers.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. A chieftaincy crisis has broken out in Mopa, Kogi State following the installation of Chief Muyiwa Ibun as the new Elulu of Mopa. The move has sparked protests and legal action from a key ruling house. Some concerned senior citizens of Mopa Community Board briefed the press on the crisis in Abuja. Suleiman Abdulwahab reports.
Both parties are expected to await the results of the litigation and the appropriate order of the court before acting.
On May 17, 2024, the Mopa Traditional Council installed Chief Muyiwa Ibun as the paramount ruler of the community, but Partia ruling house from Iloke community opposed it, claiming that the stool is usually rotates among 4 ruling houses and that it was their turn to ascend to the throne.
Tradition has its own purity, has its own character. You don't intervene, you just allow the tradition of the people to follow. And in this press conference, we have addressed that for 2 centuries, we have been doing this. We have resolved to order our existence in this manner. So don't turn it to politics.
They also alleged that Chief Muyiwa Ibun is not from any ruling houses and that the court order had asked all parties to maintain the status quo until the dispute is resolved. They also explained that the installation violates the tradition and seek government intervention.
We want the whole world to know the truth. We are for peace and progress of Mopa. Not only for our present generation, but for our generation yet unborn. And that's why we are passionate that the correct narratives must go to the public.
They, however, appealed to the state government and the court to urgently settle the matter in the interest of development in the area. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdulwahab, NT News.
The United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, and National Environmental Standards Regulations and Enforcement Agency, NESRA, are set to translate plans to actions on strengthening national infrastructural and human capacity for sound chemicals and waste management in Nigeria. Mina Daniels reports.
Waste management disposal in Nigeria as a developing country pose great health hazards as electronic waste, expired chemicals, etc. are threats to environmental and public health. Hence, the United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, and National Environmental Standards Regulatory and Enforcement Agency, NESRA's collaboration to build a resilient system that safeguards people, ecosystems, and future generations.
We want to track these chemicals to make sure that from inception, either from production or importation, as the case always is in our country, that we track it through its lifetime to the point that it's disposed. We want to know what is really...
Cities and regulatory agencies, industry actors and other stakeholders, as well as improve national infrastructure for monitoring, disposal and recycling.
We know that the WHO reported millions of lives lost due to harmful effects of chemicals in the environment. We know that the chemicals cause acute poisoning, intellectual disabilities, cancer, and endocrine disruption. We also know that the most vulnerable populations, including workers in small and medium businesses in developing countries, we know that fetuses, children, pregnant women, the elderly, and low-income people.
That will be looked at in trying to bring up an action plan for sound management of chemicals and waste. And essentially, human capacity building is very key.
Partners from industry and civil society organizations all participated at the event held in Abuja. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NT.
Still on environment, the federal government is launching a project aimed at phasing out fluorinated greenhouse gases and ozone-depleting substances as part of its commitment to the Montreal Protocol geared towards protecting the ozone layer. Tope Alabi reports that the initiative was introduced at a workshop in Abuja.
Fluorinated gas and ozone-depleting emissions have negative impacts on humans and the environment, including increased risk of certain types of skin cancers, eye cataracts, and immune deficiency disorders. Ultraviolet radiation also affects terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem, altering growth, food chains, and biochemical cycles. Nigeria is strongly committed to phasing out ozone-depleting substances, and working towards this goal is bringing together environmental experts, regulatory bodies, and development partners to tackle emissions. Stratev Nigeria is at the aim of collaborating with the United Kingdom's Environmental Investigation Agency to launch a project aimed at phasing out fluorinated greenhouse gases and ozone-depleting substances under the Montreal Protocol and Kigali Amendment.
The project was initiated and designed to support and amplify the Nigerian government's ongoing efforts to transition to low global warming potential.
The question you now need to ask is, which gas do you want to fill for me? Because certain gases are not only harming the atmosphere, but they are also harming your health.
NESRA remains dedicated to providing the necessary technical and regulatory support to ensure that Nigeria meets its obligation.
We reaffirm our full support for the project's objective and look forward to continue engaging, including the feedback on the gap analysis carried out by Stratev.
SON remains a willing partner in this journey, and we reaffirm our support for all efforts aimed at safeguarding the ozone layer.
We also urge all other stakeholders to work together to promote fast action and implement effective solutions.
Beyond the FCC, each state has to then still do the work, which is why including states in conversations like this, makes a lot of sense.
With the Kigali Amendment, we are talking about greenhouse gases associated with the industrial use of substances that are associated with the Montreal Protocol.
Federal government proactive measures is targeting a phase-out of 51.35% of hydrochlorofluorocarbons HCFC's consumption by the end of the year. In Abuja, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
In the major step towards driving economic growth, the Kogi state government has secured a landmark partnership with Hunan province, China, aimed at enhancing development across key sectors, including agriculture, mining, and industrialization. The collaboration formalized during a high-level visit by Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo and his delegation to China is set to position Kogi as a prime investment destination in Nigeria. Speaking to journalists in Lokoja, Kogi State's Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, described the governor's trip as a masterstroke that will change the investment narrative of Kogi State. He emphasized that the partnership with Hunan will boost the state's agricultural and solid mineral sectors while attracting foreign investments and advancing collaboration towards the realization of the Ajokuta Industrial Park. Hunan province, with its capital city in Zhejiang, is one of China's largest provinces, boasting a GDP in excess of 1 trillion, known for its strengths in agriculture, solid minerals, and industrial development. Hunan is the 4th largest steel producer and the highest rice producing province in China. In line with these synergies, the Kogi state government deliberately sought a partnership with Hunan province under the China-Africa Economic and Trade Partnership and a sister city collaboration agreement. The partnership aims to unlock Kogi's vast agricultural and mineral potential while fostering industrial growth and infrastructure development. According to the commissioner, the agreement signed by Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo and the governor of Hunan province focus on the development of an industrial park in Ajokuta, Kogi State. This industrial park is expected to serve as a special economic zone, creating opportunities for both local and international investors. The Chinese Embassy in Nigeria has marked the 2025 International Chinese Language Day with a colorful celebration in Abuja. Drawing educators, students, and government officials, the event held at the China Cultural Center highlighted the growing influence of the Chinese language and its role in bridging cultures. Over 250 participants gathered to celebrate the global significance of the Chinese language, including key figures from Nigeria's Ministry of Education and the FCT's Secondary Education Board. Ambassador Yu praised the increased number of Nigerians learning Chinese, calling it a reflection of deepening China-Nigerian ties and a shared commitment to multicultural dialogue. The Chinese Cultural Center reiterated its commitment to offering language courses and cultural programs aimed at enriching understanding and cooperation between both nations. As China and Nigeria look to the future, language and culture continue to play a vital role in strengthening their friendship. And that's it on the news desk at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Vivian Ezadefe. Do remember to join us again at the top of the hour for the news updates. See you then.